I don't ask for none of this. I ain't asking my mama to go through this, bro.
And it's serious right now, like.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Nigga, I was on the floor crying last night, bro.
Listen, bro. Don't let that
Nah, nigga, my mama, man.
Don't let that with you, bro.
Man, I got people trying to be in my business about the baby and stuff. You know, we got baby mama number 2 mad. Like, I don't know what I did to her. And then my mom, cause she going through it. I mean, and did what? Point.
I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask for my mama to go through this, bro, and it's serious right now. You know what I'm saying? Man, I was on the floor crying last night. I got people trying to be in my business about the baby and everything. You know, we got baby mama number 2 mad at me, and I don't even know what I did to her. And then, my mom, she's going through it too. At what point do I just say all this out loud? It's like I'm robbing myself of moments in my own life because of my loyalty to someone who never really, truly held me down in any way. Scott, why do you even talk to her all day? Because that's just what she does. I told her I was going through something last night. I said, yo, I'm trying to understand what's happening. My mother is dying. And you know what she said? She told me I was being hella dramatic. Man, I'm really just quiet. I don't even have the strength to do this anymore. You've been talking about me to everybody around this place. You talk about me, about me, about me. You tear me down. But you know what? You know what? You know what? I ain't going anywhere. And that's why you mad. That's why you really mad. But listen, I'm not mad at you, Bam. I really love you. You feel me? Now, for the second part about Lil Scrappy and Bambi, I cleaned it up while keeping the original feel. In the heart of Atlanta, where the streets pulse with the beats of hip-hop and the air is thick with ambition, a love story unfolded, one that caught the eyes of many. Lil Scrappy, a rising star in the rap game, had found love in Bambi Benson, a beautiful model and entrepreneur. Together, they became one of the most talked-about couples in the entertainment world. Their relationship played out on the reality TV show Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, giving fans a glimpse into their whirlwind romance, their highs, their lows, and everything in between. Their chemistry was undeniable. Scrappy, with his gritty, unapologetic rhymes, found balance in Bambi, whose poise and elegance grounded him. They were fire and grace, a perfect mix. But like many relationships in the public eye, theirs was not without challenges. Whispers of infidelity, heated arguments aired for the world to see, and the pressures of constant scrutiny began to take their toll. With time, the cracks became impossible to ignore, and eventually, their love story came to an end. The public separation was messy. Scrappy wasn't prepared for the loss of Bambi. His emotions were raw, his pain real. The confident rapper, once dominating the stage, was now grappling with the reality of heartbreak. He didn't hide his feelings. He turned to his fans, sharing a vulnerable side of himself rarely seen before. His posts were filled with regret and longing. He spoke about the void Bambi left in his life, the emptiness of not having her by his side. The once tough, unshakable Scrappy shed tears for the world to see. It wasn't just about losing love, it was about losing something beautiful and knowing it had slipped through his fingers. In one heartfelt post, he begged Bambi to come back, pleading for another chance. In another, he spoke of his mother, Mama D, a powerful presence in his life whose opinions carried weight. She, too, wanted them to find their way back to each other. You blocked her after me and you started back being cool. She wants to know why you blocked her, Scrappy revealed. But Bambi, in her quiet strength, didn't respond the way Scrappy had hoped. She carried herself with dignity, refusing to be swept into the public drama. While Scrappy bared his soul for the world to see, Bambi stayed composed, focused on her own path. She didn't engage with the emotional posts or the tears. It seemed as if her healing process had already begun. Maybe, just maybe, she had already made peace with the separation. The world, however, wasn't so quick to let go. Fans, media outlets, and social media followers dissected every post, every interview, every fleeting glance. The story of Lil Scrappy and Bambi became a spectacle. Could love heal betrayal? Could time mend what had been broken? Or had the pressures of fame ultimately destroyed what they once had? As the weeks turned into months, rumors swirled. There were sightings of them together at events, fueling speculation that maybe they were working things out. But despite all the talk, neither Lil Scrappy nor Bambi made any public declarations. There was no confirmation. No denial. Only silence. Meanwhile, they both threw themselves into their careers. Scrappy poured his heartache into his music, creating tracks filled with vulnerability, pain, and regret. Bambi focused on her business ventures, building her brand with quiet strength. She worked tirelessly to carve out her own path, standing firm in her independence. Eventually, the public's fascination faded. But the memory of their love lingered. Some fans still hoped for a reunion, believing they were meant to be. Others accepted that their chapter had closed, that they had moved on. But Scrappy's tears, his pleas, and the heartfelt words of his mother still echoed in the hearts of those who had watched their love story unfold. In his vulnerability, Scrappy showed a side of himself that many hadn't expected. A man capable of deep love, willing to admit his mistakes. For Bambi, it was a journey of self-discovery, of standing strong, of moving forward without being defined by the man who once meant everything to her. As the years passed, their story became more than just a reality TV drama. It became a testament to love, loss, growth, and the undeniable influence of family. Scrappy's journey was one of heartbreak and self-reflection. Bambi's was one of resilience and independence. Would they ever find their way back to each other? No one could say for sure. But the love they shared, the pain they endured, and the lessons they learned would stay with them forever, etched into the music they made, the paths they walked, and the legacies they left behind. It was a regular day on the set of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but as the crew set up for another typical filming session, little did they know that a moment of truth was about to emerge, a revelation. So powerful, so unexpected that it would leave everyone reeling in the world of reality TV where drama runs high and secrets are often exposed. This was something no one could have anticipated. Lil Scrappy, the beloved rapper and reality star, had always been known for his larger-than-life persona, a figure who had battled the streets, the music industry, and his personal demons. Scrappy had become a staple in the Love and Hip Hop franchise. Fans had followed his journey of redemption, watching him navigate the complexities of family, relationships, and career. But beneath the surface of his public persona, a darker truth had remained hidden for years. The stage was set in the studio as the cameras rolled, the usual hustle of cast members preparing for scenes, yet there was one cast member who wasn't preparing for the drama they were used to. Instead, she stood off to the side, her nerves palpable, a woman who had been silently carrying a heavy burden for far too long. She was Lil Scrappy's assistant, a woman who had served him faithfully for years. To many, she was a behind-the-scenes figure, someone who made sure Scrappy's business was handled, someone who kept his world in order. But as the crew watched, she would no longer remain hidden in the shadows. I've never said this before, but it's time for the truth to come out, she said, her voice trembling yet determined. The words were not easy for her to speak, but they had been weighing on her for far too long. The atmosphere around her shifted, the usual buzz of the set replaced by an eerie silence. All eyes were on her now, knowing something big was about to unfold. I've kept this to myself for a long time, she continued, taking a deep breath, her hands trembling as she tried to steady herself. But I can't hide it anymore. It's time for people to know what happened. For the cast members and crew, it was clear that something serious was about to be revealed. Some exchanged glances, unsure of what was coming, while others who had witnessed Scrappy's volatile behavior on and off screen braced themselves for what they already suspected. She paused, gathering her thoughts, and then with a quiet intensity, she said the words that would forever change the trajectory of the show. There was a time when Scrappy, he physically hurt me. When he was drunk, he lost control, and it wasn't just once, it happened more than once. The room froze. The assistant words hung heavy in the air, as if time itself had stopped. Her eyes filled with unshed tears, and the weight of the truth she was revealing was almost too much for her to bear. She could feel the stares of everyone around her, but she didn't waver. She wasn't speaking out for sympathy or attention. She wasn't trying to tear Scrappy down. She was simply telling her story, a story that had been buried in silence for far too long. I didn't want to speak out. I didn't want to hurt him, she said, voice breaking with emotion, but it wasn't right. No one should have to suffer like that, especially in the name of loyalty. The room, which had once been full of life and chatter, was now a hushed, tense space. The reality of the situation was dawning on everyone present. Scrappy, the man who had captivated viewers with his charm and his struggles, was now facing the harsh truth of his actions. The assistant, her eyes brimming with tears, began to recount the painful incidents that had taken place. She spoke of the nights when Scrappy would return home after a night of drinking, his temper already flaring. In those moments, everything seemed to spiral out of control. The man she had once trusted, who had been like family to her, became someone unrecognizable, lost in a haze of alcohol and rage. There were nights when he didn't know his own strength. She continued, voice shaky. He didn't mean to hurt me, I know that, but when he was drunk it was like he couldn't control himself. It wasn't just words, it was actions, and it hurt. As the assistant spoke, her vulnerability and raw honesty left the cast members in shock. Some had known Scrappy's temper from the show, seen glimpses of it during heated arguments or tense moments, but this was something entirely different. The revelation that Scrappy, someone they all thought they knew, had hurt someone so close to him in such a personal way, was a betrayal none of them had expected. In the days that followed, Scrappy's absence from the set became more noticeable as the show's crew continued to film. The tension simmered beneath the surface. Everyone was waiting for Scrappy to address the situation, to defend himself, or to apologize. The world of love and hip-hop Atlanta was no stranger to conflict, but this was a different kind of drama, a kind that blurred the line between entertainment and real life consequences. The assistant's bravery in speaking out did not come without consequences. While some fans and cast members praised her for her courage, others began to question the timing of the revelation. Was she speaking out because she truly wanted to help others, or was this just another calculated move for attention? Regardless of the motivations, there was no denying the impact of her words. Abuse in any form was never something that could be swept under the rug, no matter the circumstances. Scrappy's reputation, once built on the foundation of his music career and public persona, now stood on shaky ground. The once charismatic figure who had captured the hearts of many was now faced with the harsh reality of the allegations against him. In the coming episodes, fans and cast members alike were left to wonder, how would Scrappy respond? Would he take responsibility for his actions, or would he deny the accusations and continue to distance himself from the truth in an emotional conversation with his close friends and family? Scrappy eventually admitted that his past mistakes, fueled by alcohol and anger, had come at a high cost. He expressed regret over the pain he had caused, not just to his assistant but to everyone he had hurt in his life. However, his apology was met with mixed reactions. For some, it was a step in the right direction, a sign that Scrappy was ready to own up to his past. For others, it was not enough. Words alone couldn't erase the damage that had been done. The assistant, having spoken her truth, began to heal, no longer burdened by the secret she had carried for so long. She found strength in her vulnerability. She hoped that her story would not only bring awareness to the issue of abuse but also empower others who were suffering in silence. As the show progressed, the fallout from this revelation continued to ripple through the lives of everyone involved. Scrappy's road to redemption was uncertain, and whether or not he could rebuild his relationships and career remained to be seen, but one thing was clear: the truth had come out and there was no turning back. The episode ended with a hauntingly quiet scene. The camera lingered on the assistant's face, her eyes reflecting the weight of everything she had been through for her. The journey toward healing had just begun for Scrappy. The road ahead would be a long and uncertain one, but for the viewers watching, the drama of love and hip-hop Atlanta had reached a whole new level of intensity, one that transcended reality TV and touched on the raw, painful truths of life itself.